2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Sorry, 8.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't get a calendar, so I didn't know you were
You
all.
thought the electric line was down, like it's gonna be a plumb line or something.
So there's 2 lines, one laying right about Wayne's driveway entrance, one right, and they're great big lines laying on the ground. I don't know what.
Just the thing set across from the airport road here.
Oh, she could see.
Was one hundred about.
Well,
Probably truck on this.
So.
I actually don't know what they are, they're great big. Great stuff. I don't know, if it can't be powered, it'd be.
Yeah, they're
Sorry, it'd be off.
They said telephone. I thought they were telephone. Could be cable.
So, yeah.
Change out one line,
And you know what happens with mine, sometimes I get my messages come in on time, and then other times I get extra counsel. So, yeah, is that like you send them, or if Nancy sends them?
They're not
Every power goes off, the water.
Most of my agendas I had gotten on for September, but this last one was kind of French left. So that's fine. So one shows up, but the other doesn't, because I have to search, you know, so.
I just put up a social name, that's all you don't need to know, go to church.
Tell me, what was the lady's name that was at our meeting the other night that was talking about the Friends of the Library? She said on Loretta Breeden. Yes, yes, because that's, she's the one. Thank you.
2096.
Thank you.
Did you send you an updated list of everyone yet?
Did you get it? No. No, I didn't. She's on vacation this week, so.
Yeah. You know, we could add something to this one to help avoid just some of these fires. She had this directory. Yeah. And maybe people let them apply. First year. So we at one point.
But we, Jenny has to be the one, they have to do that, that's not us. But we thought it was, okay. Okay, it's 5 o'clock, we'll call our meeting to order. And I need a motion to approve minutes as read.
Madam President, I offer a motion to approve the minutes for the October 6th meeting.
Motion passed, a motion by Tony, second.
Second.
Second, Tony Watts. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Okay. So we will start with the street department, Jason.
That's got a few things. We actually started doing Christmas lights last week.
Good.
Get ready. Leaves are falling now, so we're getting ready to get the leaf season. We had a bunch down over the storm over the weekend, a bunch. Got our salt in last Friday. So we're prepared for the winter.
Yeah,
I hope we don't get it.
who knows? You know, we hear all kinds of things, but they're saying a lot of ice. Yeah, that's just what we need, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, I wanted to ask quickly with you, the basketball court, they were repairing that one day. I seen that. Is everything good?
Yeah.
Good.
Then it came down, I'm not sure if it's Pace. I think it's Earth Images is who done, that's who laid the court, that's who came down and done it.
Okay.
Basically, they just anchored on one side, it just keeps it from moving, because you gotta have it where it expands and contracts with the weather. So that's why you get anchored all the way around, you just have to do one side.
So it's supposed to lift up.
Yeah, it does that.
And what'd you have to replace on it?
Nothing.
I think you said some
Repair.
pieces were coming repaired or something.
No, it shifted,
They shipped.
so they had to take it apart, because that whole court weighs like 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Me and my guys tried to pull it, we couldn't budge.
Mhm.
So they had to take it apart, pull it back to the west.
Yeah.
And then anchor it down.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that it? All right, thank you,
You're not asking for any money today?
No, ma'am. Hey, if you got any for spare.
No, I'm just, like, this is just too easy.
I'm not asking for any money.
No, there,
Nothing's broke.
Not much to report other than, the house on Maple Street that we've been having so much trouble with. I did send the mortgage company, did a title search. They're the sole people on the title. Sent them a certified letter for a hearing, early, the first meeting in November. I just got the card back today, so I know they got the letter. So hopefully we can, do something, if something doesn't good happen between here and there.
Yeah.
That's about it.
that's it for you. Wow, you guys want out of here, don't you? Jonathan?
I was gonna give you an update over our last 2 weeks. We've had 25 calls since our last meeting. We've actually had 9 this weekend. We've had 5 wrecks, and then 3 of them were this weekend, and we've had a fire on Saturday morning. So we've been really busy.
Yeah, sounds like it. Mhm.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. Tom?
Okay, I came tonight because there's an opportunity. The sheriff's department's wanting to buy one of our Tahoes of 2021, and they're needing one pretty bad. And I have opportunity to get a new one at John Jones sometime between now and first of the year, whenever it's available. So that pays for almost half of the new vehicle by me selling the old one, so.
Mhm.
And I got money in the public safety money that would come out of general budget, so,
And so you're asking for another car?
yes. To replace the 21, get rid of the 21.
The only thing I want to mention with us, if things are changing with the lit money, like we're thinking it's going to change, right?
Yep.
And I mean, my understanding is we'll still get part of it, but not all of it. The county will. The only thing I worry, and this probably will have nothing to do with it, but I kind of wonder, since the commissioners will have to approve how much we get of that money, I don't know if us buying cars and selling them cars, how they look at that, because they're buying all of our cars, the
I don't
county
think that
is.
has anything to do with.
You don't think it'll make any difference?
No, it's a
Okay,
formula that comes down from the state, and the county can give a certain percentage to everybody, every department in the county, or every town in the county, so they'll be.
I just want to make sure they don't think, well, boy, they must have plenty of money. They keep buying them new and we keep buying theirs, so, you know.
They're buying new also, they have. a lot
Okay.
of new ones. Also, they like to buy for the guys they just hire and stuff, they like to buy the ones that aren't as new, so.
Mhm.
So what's the net cost gonna be on a new one with selling?
Be around, by selling that around 44,000, something like that.
And what do we keep? Are we just keeping them a couple of years now? Is that
No,
basically
they're out, this one's a 21, so it's gonna be.
4 years?
Yeah, almost five years next year, so.
Mhm.
But it's completely out of warranty, so the new one will be in warranty. So if a transmission goes out, an engine goes out, anything, that's 100% on the town to pay for that, so. By having a new one, it's all under warranty, you guys aren't out any money that way, so.
Now, I want to make sure with the lit money, and Mindy, you, just so we know more. I mean, it can buy new cars, buy whatever we need, but it also can pay for our officers and pay for other things, correct?
Yeah, he's using it to pay some officers part-time.
You're paying part-time out of it?
Yep.
Mhm.
What kind of funds they got
Yeah, what did we
back
check?
up?
We checked the other day, I don't remember, it's over 100,000. Sure.
And it'll be four or 5 more months of money coming in before, plus the money from sale of the car, so.
Now, can that money be held over, or does it have to be spent?
That's how,
It's held, you can keep holding it over.
yeah,
So if we leave money in there, we can continue to use it for things.
Yeah. About all my budget coming, we try to take about everything out of there that we can, so it doesn't cost the taxpayers
Mhm.
from the general fund, or leaves it open for the street or whoever needs.
Well, because now we have like almost double that money, right? Because we have what the fire department was getting and the police
Yeah.
department. So I was just hoping we could pick up more like of our payroll out of it, or, you know.
Tom, what was, at one time Jenny was talking about a machine or something when you had drugs and all that, she said be.
Yeah, we went with some fentanyl detector, product patches that can test it also, but the sniffer thing costs anywhere from $15,000, but if you have massive amounts of drugs like they have at DEA and at the border, they use them all the time, but really for what we do, it would not be that beneficial.
Okay.
And you said a new car was, what, 80,000?
Around 84, yes.
And how many, are you still looking for a full-time person?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have someone selected, but they can't start till January, so I need some part-time in the meantime, so we're saving money from that also, by not having a full-time person for all these months,
Yeah.
not paying benefits and all that stuff, so I've got the funding there, but I mean, it's up to you guys, but
If you sell this car now, will you be down a car?
yeah, if they take it down, I'll be down one, but
Well, we
I
wouldn't
still have
sell it,
one for part-time people.
but couldn't we keep that till we get our car? Why would we sell it prior
Yeah.
to? Because obviously they
Depends
want
how
our
bad they
cars and
need
they're
it.
gonna take them.
Well, how bad they need it or how.
Yeah, and right now I need it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, right now, it's kind of an extra, the part-time guys are using it, but it could be, could do without it, if they really had to have it that bad, but depends on when they tell me the other one, if they said might be 6 months. This last one I got, it took almost a year to get it, so.
Well, won't you try to find out a date on that,
Yeah,
getting the new one and then.
yeah, well, they said they got an extra one, they think, so that by the end of the year, the first year, they can have it set up.
End of this year, the first year?
Yeah. That's why I come tonight, otherwise I wouldn't be here, but, and I have to let them know tomorrow, because they got a waiting list, so if I don't take it, they're hard to get, so. So one way we pay all the maintenance and anything that goes wrong with the vehicle, the other way it's under warranty for 2 years, so. But that half of what, cost.
Well, in theory, I'll make the motion that we allow him to sell and get the new one.
Motion made, second,
I'll second it.
second Kelly, all in favor?
Oh.
Aye. Motion passed.
That's it for me. Thank you, guys.
You can leave now. You can leave.
All right, Chris?
The only thing I have is we got the invoice in for the West Bathing Station where County Cooperative Crew DEQ redid all the electrical and they put a new stainless steel junction box in that's vented. It's by law right these days, you have to have them junction boxes vented and set above your wet level. So they have to set up off the ground. But $5,706. Wasn't bad.
Yep.
I was expecting it to be worse.
There'll probably be more.
Okay. Is that it for you? Thank you. Matt?
I have nothing significant to report, although September was our best fuel sales month in the history that I've been there. So, the airport's been very, very busy the last month and a half, well, all summer, to include this first half of October. We got some equipment fixed that's been down, you guys don't care about that, I don't need any money. That October shaped up to be a good month as well, then we'll slow down.
Great, thank you. Back while we were on, Tom, I know Matt and Lisa just brought up, but where are we with this thing on Maple Street? I mean, they just keep saying it's getting worse and worse, and what are we, what?
It looks
I
bad.
know they removed the generator and all that, we're not getting any calls up there hardly anymore since they took the generator out.
They're using their car
Using the car.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal to use the generator, I wouldn't.
now. Even if they put one of those giant exhaust pipes on the car, so it sounds like a generator.
I think he's working on revamping noise.
To be honest with you, your noise ordinance isn't that.
Okay.
I mean, like they said, they're out there at 6 a.m. pounding and then saying we're not on your schedule. I mean, they don't work, so
Have you
what is
guys
their
looked at the
schedule?
noise ordinance?
That's why when you put that out, I said, we need a time frame that you can't do certain types of things. So
Yeah.
we need,
And,
we don't have that.
well, you actually do. I mean, there's a lot in there. Let me get it up and I'll read it to you.
Okay.
That's,
They did a lot of exemptions, unfortunately, like lawnmowers and generators and all that kind of stuff is exempted from
sort
the
of,
ordinance.
sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
The words are in there, but if you read it, it actually, doesn't. Again, I encourage you all to read it, because otherwise it's like, I would just be reading it to you and explaining what every line means, which we can do, but,
I read it, but I didn't see anything pertaining to the time frame.
okay, let's get to that then.
The easiest solution would be the mortgage company will file an eviction. John and I talked about that. They make it sound like it's harder than it is. It's just really not that.
I feel like they've been a little deceptive or lazy, one of the two, because originally, I think her name is Opal. She works for Sell for Free, out of Jasper. And, Cambridge hired that company to oversee what's going on there. She told me they were gonna shoot for a 7-day eviction notice, which was probably not gonna happen. She said those are hard to get, but she said probably 2 to 3 weeks. It's like, all right, we'll go for that. Well, it's been way past 2 or 3 weeks. I know when Tim Jones was calling her a bunch, she said, look, I got 20 houses I'm dealing with. Sorry for your luck, but whatever. And I know CPS has been down there. Matter of fact, Kim Anderson got a hold of me Saturday. I don't think there's kids there anymore, are they, that you know of?
They're there.
Are they?
When CPS gives them an alert that they're coming, they move the kids.
Okay, I'll let Kim know, but I know they were there because I come down the hill to walk my dogs and saw 2 police officers and Kim Anderson out front talking to this lady. And it was one of those deals, the way I understood it, that we know that we're sick of seeing us and we are tired of coming up here, so we're not playing around anymore. This is no more breaks. And from that point on, I personally haven't seen any kids there, but I don't, I drive by there 2 or 3 times a day. But the lady with the realtor, I don't know what she's doing. So I fired off a letter. I did a title search. Cambridge is the foreclosure people, their name's on the title, so I sent them, and then I also sent Opal's real estate company a letter, certified letter, calling for a hearing to try to get some type of resolution. So what are you guys doing? I mean, you can't, I guess you can, but I mean, it doesn't seem quite right.
So what's our hearing for in November?
In November, I sent a cleanup and a demo, both on the same hearing, because the house, I told the Opal and I told the people at Cambridge, I said, your house is gonna be destroyed, probably, most likely. Somebody needs to be coming down here and looking at it. I know, I was telling them, I go out, I let my dogs out anywhere between 12 and 4 in the morning at night. A lot of times, let them go to the bathroom, you can smell they're burning down there, and it's that plastic tar, they're burning wiring or something in the barrel. I know Aaron's been up there a few times. He's told me one time he went, there was nothing illegal that they were doing as far as that goes. Whatever they were burning was clean, but I don't know what to do at this point.
Once we have the hearing, though, we make a motion in order to go ahead with the demo. I mean, maybe this is a Dave question, like what kind of time frame are we talking there?
Has the title search been done and the mortgage company received a notice and you have a card back from them?
Here's another that may be a glitch in it, since we've got this problem around town. The mother was the mortgagee, or the mortgagee. she was letting borrow the money. She's no longer around, she's moved away. They foreclosed on her. The people that are living there, one of them is her son. I don't know who the other guy is, if he's a half brother or a cousin or whoever. But then they have a lot of transient people coming in and out there, so there would be anywhere from 2 to 6 or 8 people in there at any one time, just depending on the type of day you live there.
But that shouldn't have any effect on what we do.
Yeah, your problem is getting notice to the owner.
What, isn't the mortgage company
They
the owner?
foreclosed on it, her name is no longer on the title.
Okay, so there's been a sale and they are the owner now. Okay, so yes, you're noticing the mortgage company.
But with eviction laws, I don't know what those are.
Well, that won't have anything to do with us.
That's more of an injectment, but that's their problem. No, it doesn't really have, the people that are there.
That's what I mean, like, if we go, everything, all notices have been given, when we come here and have our hearing on whatever day you said that was, the third, and then what kind of time frame are we talking before we can go up there and just start?
Well, do you want to just go up, do you want to bid it out, take responsibility for tearing down a house that's got a mortgage on it? Under the theory that they've received notice, okay? You can do that. Your other option is you go get a court order that says you can tear it down. I don't care, okay, you do it, but one's riskier than the other, and one's slower than the other, so and the other thing too, candidly, you gave them a demo notice. Does the house need to be demoed?
Depending on who you spoke to, I've not been inside, and they're not gonna let me inside.
Right.
But I've spoken to, a police officer that said the outside looks bad, they said the inside looks worse.
Police officer, contractor?
No.
Okay, or an engineer?
I'm aware of it.
Can you speak to the structural integrity of the building, the wiring, the HVAC, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That stuff comes up in court, all right, so you didn't give an order to clean up trash and seal the
Well,
windows and
it's
whatever.
got both in it. It's got
Yeah,
both.
right, but overall, if you affirm that, you've given an order to tear down a structure that may or may not.
Okay, let's say we just,
So you, but again, I don't care what you do, I just want you to know what you're doing, okay? When you think about that.
well, let's say that proper notice was given, we get here, and we decide to go with the cleanup side first.
Mhm.
What does that look like? Because, I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with the people living in it, we're just gonna go clean up their stuff.
Right. Well,
It is their stuff, though.
it is their stuff. They're not necessarily required to be noticed. Well, they're there, but you don't ever know who they are, right?
Right.
So, you're gonna kind of show up on a piece of property and say, hey, I sent the mortgage company notice. And we're gonna take all this stuff and throw it away. And they're gonna come home that day and they're gonna say, well, where's my stuff? They're gonna say, well, we gave the mortgage company notice. They're gonna say, well, I'm not the mortgage company. Did you give me notice? Well, who are you? I don't, so you get into that when you threw away my Rembrandt. That came down from whatever, right? So, I mean, there is some risk inherent in all this. I can't de-risk it for you entirely under this situation because it's a bunch of transient people and now they really know who you're dealing with, right?
Can we offer them money just to get out and leave?
Well, that'd probably be the best.
Was it cheap? We spent months on this.
Redevelopment had any money they could buy it, I guess.
Oh, Redo's got lots of money.
Yeah,
The town has lots of money.
that's the best.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I don't know if you get them out of there. Be worth
Can we
it.
offer them? Yeah, I'll talk to them, I don't mind.
You're
I
gonna
think-
offer the
so-
people that are
Yeah,
staying
they're
there.
ready to vacate.
Huh?
And once it's empty,
It is-
nobody can move back in, correct?
It sort of is, but if you take the position, so let's say, if you want, and I'm just being pragmatic here, okay? If you take the position, you got an ordinance violation, and everybody's property is an ordinance violator, which probably puts it mildly, okay?
Yeah.
So the question is, how do you settle? So you either sue them, go to court, go through all that, or you can settle. So if the settlement is, get out quickly, take your stuff or not, take your stuff or abandon your stuff, who cares, right?
But how does that work? We're dealing with two sets of people. Why would we negotiate with the people that are living there? They don't own the property.
To get them out of the
Just
property.
get them out of there.
What would keep them from moving back in once they cash the check?
Well, and what's to keep somebody else from moving in there, and then we have to pay them to get out? Like,
Well, good
this
thing.
is the owner's problem. They need to do something.
Sure it is. And if you want to look at it from the perspective of whose actual responsibility is it legally, it's the bank's. The bank is also not bothered by what goes on. And I mean, they may be bothered by it once they figure it out, which is going to be a function of whenever somebody sitting at a desk somewhere with 10,000 of these on his desk gets to it to figure it out, right? Usually they've got contractors that eventually find these properties, they look at them, they report back, hey, here's what it's worth, and here's what you have to do to it, and oh, by the way, there's a bunch of people, I don't know who they are, you in it, and then somebody goes to a meeting and they get authorization to do something, they go, right, so that's the way it works in REA departments of these banks, so it's gonna be a slow process. If you could strike a deal that would get them out of there, to get back in there, they would then have to presumably get permission in the bank, right, or break in or something. Right.
What do you do?
Okay.
Who's gonna turn them in for
I
living
think-
there?
Yeah, I think you want the bank.
I know, but you don't have any authority to do that. I mean, the bank's gonna have to do it. I mean, let's sue the bank.
Contacted the bank?
Yeah,
Carries and mortgage company, that's where it's.
Did you get a response over the green card?
I called them multiple times, usually they tell me, the first go around was, well, your name is not on any of the paperwork, so we can't discuss it with you, and I said, okay. So the second time I called, because they definitely, the papers had been processed and they were the sole owners, told my paper search. They kind of give me the runaround, not quite the brush off of that, but it was kind of, well, we don't have anywhere. Could you fax us? I said, yeah. So we spent a day in here trying to fax, and so I called them back and said, your fax machine.
Like a literal fax?
Yeah, I said, your fax machine. Yeah, I said, can you give me an email? We don't do emails. I said, okay. She said, you need to go find another fax machine. I said, our fax machine works quite well. Yours is not working, so that's why I just sent them a certified letter.
I'm surprised there's a fax machine anywhere working.
Yeah.
Why can't we just sue the bank?
Can. Yeah, you can sue the bank.
Wait till they don't show up at the hearing and proceed.
Yeah, we can sue the bank and tell them they want a demo and litigate with the bank.
But
That is an option.
basically, they're sitting there waiting for somebody to make them move.
The
We're
house,
in the right, so we don't have anything to lose.
the house was foreclosed for around $75,000 to $80,000 from where I remember looking at the paper.
Yeah.
So that's,
Once we have to go through whatever to get everything
Bank-
filed,
No,
they're going to do it because they know they're in the wrong. It's just somebody making them do it.
Yeah, the bank here, basically the bank's interest in this is, they prefer not to have litigation and so on and so forth, right? So that is a prompt, okay? The other thing they care about, in a lot, depending on the bank and the situation, the timing, at the time they sell this property to someone else, they have to recognize the loss. So sometimes they'll time it when they want that to hit their books. If we're having a lot of losses in Q1, let's not sell this group of houses to Q2, so that it all looks good, so there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Yeah, I mean, to some extent, squeaky wheel gets the grease, I mean, I'm a little troubled by the notice part, because kind of what that tells me is you're gonna have a hearing, you're not gonna hear anything from the bank. Right.
that's what,
Probably, I mean, if you got a card, you got a card.
yeah.
So they were noticed, so I mean, you could either go tear it down or you could file a lawsuit.
It is simple.
I'm not a big fan of telling you to tear down an entire piece of property that we know there's a bank that has a mortgage and that.
Yeah, I'm all about say sue the bank.
But I think if you're gonna do that, the right way to do that is probably sue them first. The complaint itself will at least get elevated to the legal department, and then maybe somebody kind of takes ownership of it. But, the allegations you make in that complaint are gonna be important, and one of them is that the property is an unsafe building to the extent that it needs to be torn down. That's what we're alleging, among other things. So, I don't know if we can support that.
I don't think we'll have to.
Yeah, may not. May not.
I mean, I think they're gonna settle it.
Just tell them that the whole thing goes away if they get these people out there and get padlocks on the doors or whatever it is.
I don't think paying them to leave is the best idea, because there's nothing to keep them from coming back, and there's nothing to keep somebody else from moving right in there the minute they leave. And then we're gonna be right back, and the people that are gonna move in are the same people that we're dealing with now.
What bank, out of curiosity?
Carrington Mortgage, I believe is who it is. They have branches all over the place, but they have one in, is it Westfield, Indiana?
Okay, who's the actual owner of the property now? Is it called Carrington Mortgage?
Mhm. I can go pull the papers.
Yeah, send me the deed and all that.
Okay.
If it's like a legit bank, maybe I could get a hold of like who their general counsel. I mean, we represent every bank in the country,
Sure.
just about, so I mean, there's gonna be somebody to have to know somebody unless it's some
Right.
offbeat thing that nobody's heard of, right? Yeah, send me that, we'll reach out and see if there's answer there.
There is
Some sort of a communication, see if it goes anywhere, and if not, then you're probably.
Because they don't have anything to lose right now.
I've just never seen anything
That's the
like that.
scary
I just
part.
can't believe we can't do anything.
I mean, my
It's
wife
just-
doesn't feel comfortable walking out of her own house unless she takes her dogs, because they have nothing to lose, and they're all hopped up on drugs. And they haven't done anything yet, but they're doing something illegal every day, and even if it's blocking the sidewalk, it's putting trash out, two little minuscule things, all I have to do is pop off once, and then we have a real problem. And my wife can't sleep because of the noise, and she's afraid to go outside of her own house because the hood rats are there. That's bullshit.
It is.
And it's been 8 years of bullshit.
Well, let me tell you the problem with that too, is that we get these people out, we go after the bank and say, you own this, it's your responsibility, you do something. They're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna get these people out. Well, we don't know who they're gonna sell it to next. You know what I mean? That's the bad part.
It's all to them, for all you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was one of the stories that was going around, that somebody was.
So we might buy it.
But
They will buy it.
That's right.
And somebody was
I would.
saying-
And it's sad that you'd have to buy everything around you, I get what you're saying. I get it. Yeah.
John Bill, did you say there was kids involved too? They have kids there sometimes?
Yeah,
Yes.
one guy's got like kids born a week apart from each other.
Yeah, he has at least 2 baby mamas.
Okay. Well, I was in Orange County Court, and when you take somebody to court to make them pay the rent, if they have kids, it can take up to 2 years to get them out of the house. Even though they have no right to be in it, the fact they're still residents.
That's not true.
And this
But
is
the
Judge
kids have been
Blanton.
removed.
But the
right?
thing is, we don't, let me just start
Yeah,
over, because
remember-
I was getting ready to say something that was, the kids are irrelevant at this point.
But-
We're not asking to have them evicted. We don't have any dealings with them. They don't own the property.
Yeah, you don't have a standing to ask for eviction.
No,
You don't own the property.
it's us versus the bank.
Yeah.
And that's the bank's issue, whether there's kids or not, or what they wanna do, whatever. It's us
You're
versus the
gonna try
bank.
to check into that then, Dave. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it. Whatever, I'll send out a thing, hey, see if I have contacted XYZ Bank. I'm shocked daily at how obscure things somebody in my firm has contact. I mean,
We have,
It's
it's a
probably-
similar situation, but a little different with the ones that were sheriff sales. There's a company out of Memphis, I'm kidding you, it's called Savvy, INLLC. And they purchased a house on Vermont Street. They purchased that Brentley property that, where the guy died and the wife and the kids had claim to the property, but nobody could file for the estate. And we were going round and round and round on that, and over to Moonshine Hollow, if you remember where that's at. But they bought that property, they bought a house on Vermont Street, and they bought another one up near where Chris lives, behind his house. So just to bolster what you just said, or back up what you just said, when I called, the guy's name is Vita Gupta.
oh my God.
I knew that was-
So,
Do you know him, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
So when I talked to him, I said, hey, and he said, we didn't buy those properties. And I said, yes, you did, because I have the paper in front of me. He said, well, I don't proof of it. Well, this went round, and he called me back 2 days later, and he said, you still got that piece of paper? And I go, yeah. He goes, can you send it to me? So I emailed it to him. And then he called me back 2 days after that and said, okay, we did buy this property. I said, well, I've been telling you bought it. And so I said, you need to do something with the house that's in Moonshine Hollow with all the siding and stuff taken off. I said, it's a little drug haven. We've got officers that go bring you Narcan and whatnot. He said, we'll take care of it. If we own it, we take care of it. So then I went up by the one on Vermont and the one behind Chris's house, and the grass is super tall. I gave notice when the former owners had it, and I was able to just go post and mow in 2 days, but I figured since someone else now has control over it, I had to send them a letter and do the 5-day thing. So I mailed out a bunch of letters today to this company, and I called Friday before I mailed out the letters today and said, hey, you got some yards that need to be addressed. And I said, yeah. He said, we'll get it right on that. We're making a plan right now. And I was like, I'm sure you are.
And I've been dealing with that guy for 30 years at a different time. It used to be some outfit in Florida that was a different name, really good, but he'd send, they're local, he's got people all over the country, he's got going to these tax sales and buying stuff. He used to be Lewis Motley, would do some things back, I think if he's still around. And you get these things sight unseen, nothing ever got done with them. Basically, we just kind of try to find somebody to give him some money. You know, somebody in the deal is inconvenienced enough that they throw some money at him and he can do something that can happen. And that was sort of the angle.
He's had properties here before.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got to move on to get this meeting over, but you'll.
Yeah, I'll try it. No guarantees we'll have a contact there and no guarantees they'll do anything, so we may be right back here next week.
Well, if we're here November 3rd, then, and no one shows up, then we just go.
Okay, we're gonna go to old business now. Are we the Highway 56 sidewalk extension? Are we still?
We were waiting on Jason to get back to us.
Remember Clint, we were supposed to have a meeting? Remember Clint, when we had that, we were supposed to have a meeting together?
Did you call him and set it up or make sure he was?
I can remind him.
Yeah, I'd say he definitely needs to be reminded
Because
then.
he said that we can come and have a meeting like we did that one day, when we discussed the roads.
Okay. All right, Jason, so you get with him. All right,
I'm gonna go back to Dave here. What'd you find out on the time frame on that ordinance?
Okay, so what it says, it shall be a violation for a person to make any loud, improper, unreasonable, offensive, or unusual noise which disturbs, injures, or endangers the comfort, repose, health, peace, or safety of others within the town. It goes on to say that you can't operate portable entertainment devices, radio, phonograph, CDs back in the day, or whatever that causes discomfort or annoyance to any reasonable person of normal sensitivities over any public street or in any public place in the town. So you got two different paragraphs there. One's very, very broad, right? Then it also goes on to name certain specific acts which are violations, but such enumeration shall not be deemed exclusive. An example, but it's not limiting, right? And that gets you into,
so why are these ordinances so vague always that?
because you gotta apply to everything. I mean, you can't just pass an ordinance that says the guy on Maple Street's too loud, you know, so they've
But I
got.
mean, we always say it's so vague that we can't really,
Well, yeah, but because if you put jackhammer in them, then they're gonna come out with something else.
Right, if you
I
put.
mean, that's kind of why
And
you
the
have
other
to
thing
be there.
too, and we kind of got into this on the noises, what's it, you know what I'm talking about, the device, the
decibel meter.
Sound meter, yeah.
Decibel meter. And that's, you know, that's very, seems pretty clear, but standing where? You know, where do you have to stand to use this decibel meter to register 68 decibels instead of 65, right? So that kind of has its own pitfalls. And if you're a resident and the sound, and the ordinance says you can't have 68 decibels standing on the sidewalk, how do you ever know if you're in violation, right? So I think in some ways this little broader, reasonable person stuff, okay, might work. Maybe in some ways better, so I'm taking a little different position than I was when I first looked at it.
But does an ordinance violation go against the property owner or the person?
and then what's the
I mean, it's a-
timeline
It's a
again?
fine?
There is none.
So here's what, specific activities, So standards, okay, the standards which shall be considered in determining whether a violation exists shall include but not be limited to the following, okay? So the question is, these are the standards to determine if a person makes any broad, noise that's improper, unreasonable, or offensive, okay? The volume of the noise, the intensity of the noise, whether it's unusual or usual, whether it's background noise, whether the origin is natural or unnatural. Is it the dog barking versus is it the jackhammer, right? Volume and intensity of the background noise, if any. You got a lot of background noise, is probably more reasonable to talk loudly, right? The proximity of the noise to residential sleeping facilities, the nature and zoning of the area, it's residential. The density of the inhabitation of the area, so you have fairly close houses there. The time of day or night the noise occurs, the duration of the noise, is it, a doorbell or whatever, right? Or is it, hours? Whether the noise is recurrent, intermittent, or non-commercial activity. So you get a fairly broad, set of circumstances that ultimately a court would evaluate in determining whether this is an unreasonably loud noise, okay? What else you got? Witnesses, people making complaints, and so forth. So you call people in, swear them into court, and whatever, right? You do get exemptions. Sirens from unauthorized or from authorized emergency vehicles are exempt. Lawnmowers, garden tractors, and similar home power tools when properly muffled. Celebrations on legal holidays. School band practice. Railroad trains, and sounds emitted from devices in homes or in public or in private pleasure vehicles. Oh, we got one. It's like a band, I guess. When operated in such a manner as to not be audible at a distance of 50 feet or less from the vehicle or home. So, not audible 50 feet or less is pretty quiet, okay? Prosecution, court may admit any evidence of a noise level as tested by a sound level meter, testimony of a police officer who investigated the violation, or testimony of a subpoenaed witness or a complaining witness who had the opportunity to evaluate the noise level. So basically we go in, we have a trial, right, or whatever. So that's the way.
And if we win, then what?
You get a fine of not more than 20, you get a piece of paper from the court that says whoever this person is in this thing owes you up to $2,500 and not less than $50. So you get a bill.
And you can tack it onto the court costs they already owe
Well, I mean,
from their criminal case. That's just,
yeah, you're right. I mean, in terms of are you going, this will not be profitable, you can already see that, right? But at the same time, you arrest drunk drivers and people deal whatever, that's not profitable either. It's just kind of a cost of being a town, right? So,
I'm just saying like,
How many months does it take to get it?
yeah, it'll take forever. I mean, it's Superior Court.
I mean,
This is
less
what
than 60 days, but my thing is that if you arrest a drunk driver, you're taking away the problem immediately.
Yeah.
Whereas we go through this, it's not taking care of anything. We just say they owe money and they're not gonna pay it, and they're still their neighbors and they're still doing what they do. Like,
That's it.
That's tricky, unless it's like a criminal matter where somebody gets arrested. There's nothing that the town can do to physically remove those people from that property. That has to go through the bank because the bank owns the property.
that's why I'm saying we gotta go after the bank.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because it's terrible if you have a neighbor like that, there's nothing
Based
you
on
can
what
do.
we're hearing, you guys go to court, you're gonna win that. Ordinance
we
violation,
will win, we'll win
right?
a judgment for $220
But
and
she'll
it
get a
doesn't
piece of
solve
paper
their
and they'll
problem at all.
probably, if we want you here, they'll take that paper, they'll roll it up.
That's right.
Do you want to
So-
start buying them out again? I mean, because this is gonna cost several $1,000s in
Yeah.
attorney fees.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a good court record with winning court cases.
Oh, we're gonna win this. I don't have any qualms about whether we're gonna win
Yeah,
this.
if you've got witnesses that'll come to court and testify, My guess is the other side won't even show up. You get a default and you get a judgment for something, right? I don't know.
But what I'm saying is if we're gonna spend our money, I'd rather spend it on going after the bank to get them out, because
It's,
even if we win this, it doesn't get them to leave.
So basically, we're talking, we could still be
Ticket.
dealing with this very same thing this time next year.
or even the year after, yeah. Because, I mean, because you can do this every day with a separate violation, right? And we file a new lawsuit all the time, and then you just get 100 pieces of paper to say they owe you $2,500.
And they dismiss 99 of them.
But if they're making a loud noise, or they're driving backwards up the street at 4 in the morning, burning their tires, or running their hoopty all night, can't we at least have someone come up and make them stop that?
Yes.
I wouldn't
I
see
would
why
say-
we couldn't do that.
Is it criminal?
Driving backwards up the street, I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, I would say it would
You think
be.
there's something you could get there?
If you're driving backwards up the street and you cause an accident, then it becomes.
Well, I guess driving backwards up the street is that might be reckless driving, maybe, I don't know, depending on how you do it.
Unreasonable.
It gets a little dicey, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just back.
It's gonna get worse.
If the officer catches them, they can evaluate it if they
It
did.
gets hard. I mean, if there's a criminal element, yes.
Kelly,
Yeah.
So so nothing can
what
be
do you
done.
think about, because it's responsibility.
Yeah, so if you're in
Problem
under
is to
a
get rid
criminal
of people,
statute,
right?
then yeah, they can be
So there's
cited
two
or even
people, there's two
traffic
main guys.
violation of some
What
sort.
if I go over and get
We
in a
went
fight
over and talked to them, I don't want to talk.
They get arrested
Jackson.
with me?
Could we give them a couple thousand?
It's not that it's
My
somebody else is
experience
gonna
is
do
probably,
that.
yes.
We gotta have the bank.
They have to have
Depends on where we start.
We can't, we don't own that.
Usually if you go to someone else's property.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
You're a break.
Yeah.
That does not usually work good for you.
They need to freaking do something. This is their problem. That's what makes me mad is
Because we
that,
The bank
can't do
took them to
anything, that's
court
what's so
and
bad.
pulled
What's
that.
the
Bank's
problem?
probably your most certain.
So then that's what we do.
So someone has to get hurt, and then they're just.
But now
No, I
here's the other thing too, I don't know if this will work or not. You can cite them for an ordinance violation. I don't know if being cited for an ordinance violation without taking the next step of actually going to court to enforce it, I don't know if that has an impact, or maybe.
the thing is that in a perfect world, none of us would want to have an ordinance violation because we don't want to have to go through all that, but suing
They
them for
already
that,
know.
they don't care.
They
That's
know
not
all the
effective.
ways around everything, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
They're
that's why
gonna
I'm
say
saying we
okay.
just need to focus on how do we get them out.
Kind of to your point, it's hard civilly,
Yes,
okay, to get action out of people who don't have anything to lose. I mean, most of us don't want to be sued because we got something to lose, right? We don't want to have to pay them.
Exactly, I guess
we don't want
that's the
something
point
attached
right
to our
there.
property
that makes it
or,
hard.
yes.
Yes.
They don't, it's not even their property now.
Yeah.
Which I feel like has added to why this has taken so long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really think we need to put heat on the bank and just say something has to
When
be
did
done.
the bank get their deeds? Have they had the deed very long? Or what was
No,
it?
it's just been a few weeks. I think it was September when the sheriff's sale was, the foreclosure sale. Because I went up to the sheriff's sale, I went up there to see who all, because I wanted to talk to whoever was buying it.
Right,
I think it was September 16th, maybe.
yeah, so they probably got, some guy that is responsible for all the ones they have in Indiana, right? And he just got a deed that came in, so, that's what you run into. It's just-
Yeah.
It's just all a piece of paper to these guys, because there's so many of them. So maybe we can get a hold of somebody at the bank and get them to elevate this one, in priority.
Well, let's
Say, hey,
get started
Yeah.
at,
Getting
let's
ready
do
to
it.
sue you if this doesn't get
Yes.
fixed, we need to fix it.
I agree.
Yeah, if we can
Okay.
get hold of somebody, I'll try.
All right,
Tom, is there anything in those ordinances he just read that you can go up and give them a
Yeah, I think
citation?
you can cite it.
Yeah, we
Can we do
We
that?
sent him one round of paperwork, and
Well,
he's
we-
just waiting to hear, you guys wanna spend the money to file that
Yeah.
in court, because
I think
you have to pay him
Yeah.
to do all that.
Yeah, he can give them a citation.
Yeah.
See what happens. I mean, I probably shouldn't put this on video.
no, well, that's what I
After
mean.
watching the meeting, but I don't know how cost effective it is to actually go to court after that. But, yeah, I mean, I think you can cite them based on what you have in witness complaints, right? So,
They recited one,
See
we
what
gotta
happens.
cite them again.
Okay, we better move along, guys. We have to get this. Okay, we're with council issues. Kelly,
No, I don't have anything right now.
Tony?
We're-
Oh, no, you. Go ahead.
Are we gonna talk about the Okra grant tonight?
Well, we were just gonna talk about, location. That's it. So why don't we go ahead and bring that up? Jenny wants for November 6th, we need a location for this Okra grant to set up the committee or go through everything and take applications, whatever we need to do. So I did talk with the lady from the, library, and she said that I could call Loretta Breeden. I didn't know the name then, but Loretta is Friends of the Library. So they can determine, they are available on November 6th. That's on a Thursday. The library is available to us. I asked her again about the fee. She said Friends of the Library determined that. So someone there has to go and be there while we're having our meeting. And the lady said she would do that. I tried calling senior citizens. I haven't gotten a return call, or we can have the meeting here. We need to determine what we're gonna do.
I'd like to make a motion that we keep it simple. The people have came to this office before.
The
It's
only
big
thing
enough.
Jenny said about that, the library does have tables. These people are gonna be filling out applications. We really don't have tables for them to sit at to do applications. That's why we felt the library, she felt
They'll
that
take
would
the
be best.
applications home, they won't
Or
fill them out
senior
a year.
citizens.
She's gonna get.
Well, some
back
may,
information.
but
You couldn't.
You don't
fill it
think
all.
any of them will try to they'll ask for help?
No, because they'll
What
have,
do you all think?
you're gonna ask for your proof of insurance, the owner stuff. They're gonna have to go out and get this stuff, this information. They will have to go out and get the information. So they can't fill it out right here now.
So all we're gonna do,
That's
she's gonna
also-
hand out information then. Well,
Correct.
she suggested the library. I guess that's normally the way they do it.
I think,
That's-
well, I mean, how many people are on the list?
Well, there's 31 on the
I
original
haven't
list,
seen the
supposedly
list.
another 30.
Well, that's what,
Because
but I'm
there's
just
not
saying, look at this room. You put those 60 people plus the other people that
Right.
usually come. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wanna make sure that we have enough room to get everybody in.
But out of
It
those
would be
30
tight.
people, we only got like, what, 20 of them, less than 20 of them to come. So you're not gonna have 60 people show up at a meeting.
If they
Okay,
want that
let's make
location,
it-
aren't they coming?
Yeah, I would think they have to come get it themselves.
Well, I mean, I guess they could come get it at the town hall another day. Is that what you're
Right.
thinking?
Yeah.
Right.
That they'll come a different time?
I think we ought to have it here and keep it simple, and we don't have to add an added expense to pay the library, and then the next time they have a meeting. or they're
The
gonna go to
expense
library.
is $64. It's not
Yeah.
a huge, and maybe the
That's the confusing
the
part.
Friends of the
Add them
library
here.
may not even determine that.
Oh, I'm
Here,
sure.
keep with senior citizens, you gotta get there for free.
Well, that's what I was
I
thinking.
can't get anyone to return a call. I left a message, so maybe tomorrow.
Right.
You know, I don't know. She needs to know because it needs to be posted right away. You know, it needs to go on the radio and on social
I
media,
keep it
in a
simple and keep
paper.
it right here.
Kelly,
This is the town
somebody has to
project.
make that decision so we
I'll
can
make
move
a
on.
motion that we keep the meetings here at the town hall, because that's what we're used to. That's, we've had the other meetings here, that's what the people are used to. Why would we want to?
I'm just wondering why does she think we need to move it because of the volume?
Well, she just said most are held like at your library or, you know, that's in the past, that's the way they've done.
Yeah.
So, and she did mention that we have a small area here, you know, if 60 of those people choose to show up and, you know, with us. and
Did
with-
she say if she was gonna be available to help them?
I thought she said if they needed any help with it, she would be there to, you know, she could answer questions but whatever. I mean, we just.
I'm
need to
thinking if
determine.
they're gonna fill out applications, we need to do it somewhere else. But if they're just gonna pick them up and leave, then we wouldn't need to move it. But if they're gonna have questions for her and
Okay.
need help, they need to be able to go somewhere separate at a different table. and
Okay,
have
we
room to
will,
spread out.
I will find out. She's on vacation this week, that's the thing. That's why I just think we'd be best to be at a spot that whatever we determine to do, we can do. I mean, that's my, you know, we can't keep putting this off. We need
We
to,
need to
I
schedule
need
it.
to at least send her a message and tell her she can go ahead and whoever helps her get everything.
Well, if I had to pick, I would pick the senior citizens because I feel like the parking's easier for them to get in.
But what if we don't get a call back here in the next couple of days? Does anyone else know how to get a hold of someone to?
Dixon,
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. JD, do we know, who do we have to ask to get the senior citizen?
Senior citizens.
That would be them. The Dickinsons own the building, but they don't determine.
Who did you call?
I just left it on there
Okay,
because
I'll
the little
send
lady
you
that came in here a couple of times,
yeah, Charlie is her name.
do we have a number for her?
You probably don't.
I had it somewhere.
Okay,
Okay, well, we don't want to slow this process down, Norman. So if you guys want to have it out there, if it would speed up the process so these people can get the information, that's fine. But I don't see the purpose of confusing people when we have a perfectly fine facility here that those people have already been to, and they're gonna show up here, and we're gonna be out there with senior citizens.
okay, I'm getting two different ideas here. Tony, do you want to step in any?
No, because I'm not gonna be involved in it. I've already said that to all of you.
Well, you'll be at the meeting.
I'll be
It's
at
a
the
town,
board meeting.
well, it is the town board meeting.
I don't care then.
Okay, so you're saying one thing and you another. So,
I would just say the senior citizens, if we can get it, but at the same time, if we can't, if we have to decide tonight and we can't wait any longer,
it's
And we
best
don't
that we
know.
come to a decision. It is best because we've I waited for the meeting tonight.
Yeah, we've already waited, what, was it the 20?
No, we're not behind on anything.
Okay,
Tony.
there's three of
Everything's
you that
right.
really care, so why don't you, each one of you say what you want, and that's it. You
Okay.
want it at the seniors, that's what you do,
And you want it here.
Yes.
and you're the other.
And we can finalize it tonight if we have it here, because that's what we need to do. We need to tell Jenny to post it. And then all these
Somebody make a
delay
motion.
things, I make a motion that we have the Oprah grant meeting here at the French Lick Town Hall.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll just let Jenny know that then. Thank you. All right, so that's it for you, Tony.
You said you was also going to decide about the committee, who sits on the committee.
Well, we're, that's
Yes,
just
you
something.
said that we was going to have a town board meeting and talk about the people that sits on this
Okay,
committee.
the only thing that was suggested to us is that we pick two people. And all I know that Jenny Matthias has agreed that she would sit. I think she had contacted a couple people that were willing to sit. And we said, no board members, no one affiliated with us would
No,
be sitting.
you said that.
No,
A
I
board member
didn't, I
can
didn't.
sit. A board
Tony
member-
Watts said he didn't want, he would, and so did Dave Wolford.
Okay. Do you want to?
I don't want no part of it, no.
Okay.
Okay,
Now, the
Well, then
Tell
we're-
City people, they have town board members on their committee. We know that, don't we?
well,
You know that.
my view on that is no town board member should sit on it, no elected official, that's the way I feel.
Okay, I feel like,
However you feel, that's my feeling, so.
okay,
Well, here's the thing, without Dave, I don't know how we can vote on
Dave
that.
said he didn't want to do it either.
Dave doesn't want anyone from the board to
Right.
sit on it.
Well, okay, so
Okay,
if, but he's
we
not
don't
here
have
and he
anything
can't
to do
vote.
with it. Okay, but Dave doesn't want anything to
Dave
do
did
with
not
this.
say he
No,
didn't
he
want.
says
to
he
sit.
doesn't want it, he doesn't want to be on that board.
And he
That's what
doesn't
it
think
Okay, so
any
if he
board
doesn't
member
want to be on the
should.
board, that's fine. If he doesn't want to be on, he doesn't have to.
He's saying he doesn't want any of us on the board.
That's
Tony
right.
Watts is saying he doesn't want any of us
That's
on the
right.
board. Marlene is saying she doesn't want any of us on the board.
Well,
So at this,
How do you, what's
but
your,
what but I mean, if that's the
well,
case,
we need to hear how each person feels, that's what we need.
well, I mean, even if we agreed, we're outvoted. Do you see how that works? So then it's
But
over.
you need to take a stance as well.
Yes, I would say either we're all on it or we're not.
Now, that's, okay,
How about a motion that none of us are on there? That's my motion.
okay.
But if you make it and she seconds it and then we oppose it,
Yeah.
then what?
You gotta have three votes to carry a motion
But
tonight.
what did you just say? You just said you didn't want anyone on it.
No, I said either we should all be on it or we
It's
should
on the
all
table,
not.
let's, you guys vote.
We have a motion, we don't have a second yet.
What was your motion?
No town board members on that committee, that meeting.
Okay,
That's my motion. Either it dies or it doesn't, I don't care.
I don't think I mean, if I vote, I'd vote no council members on the board.
Is that a second?
But we have to have a third.
Is that a
So if you
second,
guys
Marlene?
don't, one of you do it, then it doesn't pass.
Marlene, is that a second?
Yes.
Okay. Now you get the vote, see what happens.
I would vote no.
I vote no.
Okay,
2-2, so your motion hasn't carried. If they were here, you might vote one way or the other, right?
And then it'll be
Or
settled,
tonight.
that's what I was saying,
It'd be a
yeah.
new motion, but tonight it has not carried.
Right, okay.
So,
now,
so
can I
then you're
please-
saying you're good with people, with council members being on the board?
I'm saying that motion I do not agree with.
Okay.
Now, Marlene, can I plead with you guys? Because I've worked a lot on this since back April.
Tony, we
Now,
have to
I
move
know,
on.
no,
We've already
when
talked
I'm
about
asking
this.
you.
I know, but
for a
I
few
have
moments
control of the
your time.
meeting and we need to move forward. Well, I know I already know how you feel. They all know how you feel. We all understand.
Okay.
And thank you for that. Thank you for voicing that. But we need to move on. So obviously, we're not gonna make that determination tonight.
Okay, but that's.
You want to sit on the board. is
Yeah, I
what-
want to sit on the board. I started this project. I want to follow.
So we
through
have to
because I know
wait.
these people.
Okay, we're
I've
gonna
done a
have
lot
to
of
wait till
them,
Dave
understand
Wilford
it.
is
You don't
back.
understand the program's working.
Dave Wilford,
You can make a motion that you be allowed to be on the board. I mean, that's, right, you made one, didn't carry, you can make one too, see where it goes.
Okay.
You mean him alone?
he
He
wants
might
to
make a
sit.
motion, well, his motion could be for anything,
He,
right?
he
He
wants
can
to
move
sit on
that
the
you all
board.
be on there, he can move that just he be on there, he can make a motion, and just see where it goes, right?
Okay, I make a motion that we allow town board members to sit on that board. Okay, now that's any town board members instead.
So you're saying one or all?
Yeah, any town board member that wants to participate, because there's no maximum level number of people that can be on that board. So if we want to participate, we can, but if you don't want to participate, just butt out.
Well,
Yeah, there's
Dave,
no
Dave
reason.
Wolford did make the comment, he's not here, and I know, but
So we
Dave
get-
said,
then we get a vote.
if one person sits on, he definitely is sitting on, because,
That's what I'm saying.
and,
Okay,
and
so
I'm
you
the
can sit
same
on
way
it
then,
too.
if we have one board member on, we'll all sit on then.
Okay,
That's-
that's fine. That'd be fine. That'd be. the
But
most
I
fair
don't think
because
it's the
board
right thing to
knows.
do, I don't think we should do that, but that's still, if that's the way it runs.
I think any board member that wants to sit on that board should be allowed to.
And that's your motion.
I'll make a motion that we allow board members to sit on that board.
Any seconds?
I don't like the way it's worded.
I think this
can't-
should be,
don't
I think it should
second
be
the way it's
tabled
worded.
until Tony Watts is back, I really do, whatever
He's here.
happens, if it, or not Watts, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dave Wolford, I mean.
Saying
Dave Wolford, okay,
Let's
you're
not
not in
slow
it, so
down.
that doesn't help us.
Okay, but let's
So-
not slow the process down.
Well, we obviously are.
Verification of Dave Wolford doesn't want this to happen.
If he's not here, he can't do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we can just.
So we need
let's
to
just
table it, it's gonna hold the whole process up, that's the way it has to
No,
be.
no, don't.
Okay, motion to
Okay,
table.
so it'll be tabled, all right, we're gonna move on.
Process up, Marlene.
Callie said also, Tony, we're gonna
Yeah,
table.
the
Okay.
tabling that part's not holding anything up at
No,
all.
Jenny's on
They
vacation,
can't
nothing's
even, they don't even have their application.
And we
yet.
can always call a special meeting if we need to, as soon as Wolford gets back. So, okay, can we move on?
Are we done with CDBG, or do you want to hear the bad news about the agreement? So,
Way to go, Dave.
better now than ever. Yeah, I'd probably say this to the hypocrite. This is one of the worst agreements I've seen in a long time.
And what are you talking about?
The grant
Over
agreement.
agreement.
Oh,
So there are, it looks like it was kind of cobbled together from a bunch of stuff that maybe came out of, because it's like one paragraph's got one set of defined terms that aren't defined, another one's got different capitalized terms that don't appear anywhere else. None of them are defined. Okay. References like a lot of really broad overreaching stuff. Okay.
What he's talking about is our agreements.
with them.
I got the other day, they wanted me to electronically sign it. I asked Dave to look over the whole thing before I signed, to feel comfortable with
So-
it. That's what he's,
As one example, okay, this is one page out of 19. You are promising that you will retain title to anything that's been improved with the grant money. Okay? Without prior written approval of the state, unless there's a subrecipient agreement that the state has approved in advance, which is not defined. Okay, subrecipient, you don't know what that is, right? Use of assets, you'll ensure that CDBG assisted assets are used in a manner that complies with your approval of the project for a 5-year period, or until you're issued a certificate of compliance by the state. And you'll ensure that any subrecipient, whatever that means, complies with the use requirements, and the town will ensure that they comply. In the event you fail to comply, state shall request reimbursement of the current fair market value of the property, less any portion of the value attributable to non-CDBG funds. So half the water heater, half whatever, right, from the town. Okay, because you're the grantee. You're promising that for all projects which the state provides CDBG funds for the acquisition, construction, or rehabilitation of improvements to the real property and fire safety vehicles. Where fire safety vehicles came in, I don't know.
Well,
but
that was
that's
my
in the
question.
document. The grantee probably pulled out some other document, right?
That's not.
That didn't get read. The grantee shall maintain property damage comprehensive and liability insurance in an amount equal to the replacement cost of such property. The grantee shall maintain, which is you. Such insurance coverage shall be carried by the grantee at the grantee or subrecipient, if applicable, who knows, expense during the term of this grant agreement and until the state issues a certificate of completion. So you're promising that you're gonna insure the new fuse box that goes into, you know, Joe's house, okay? Now, do I really think that there's somebody at Okra who actually thinks that you're gonna do this? No, but this is a awful
We're not saying
document.
that.
That is one page of the 19.
19 pages. I read through part of
And it
it.
gets into stuff like everything that gets done, like you're taking responsibility to be sure that the contractors, undefined, okay, contractors and their principals are not illegal aliens, and that you've verified this. 3, verify you're taking drug-free workplace, and you've got all this stuff about programs, and you're gonna report. I mean, there's a lot of boilerplate stuff that the Department of Administration just crams into all these documents that don't really contextually capture what you're actually doing here. And there's still anything in here that says that I'm going to certify that you own all the property that you're making improvements on. No, you know, so there's a lot in this thing that is just like such vast overreach. Everything that gets done will comply with all state, local, and federal laws. Which ones? All of
Well,
them?
that's a lot.
Like literally,
It's a
right?
broad brush.
Yeah.
Well, how about this?
So
Can we
that's, so when we say, would I sign my name to that if it was me? No.
Right.
But I don't know how negotiable this is either. And like when we did this grant agreement, you'll remember, they wanted me to sign something that said, hey, you've got title to property. I said, you know, I can't sign that because we don't even know what the properties are yet, right? And then they emailed me back and said, oh, we don't mean that for these kind of agreements.
Well, then take it out.
Right, but they can't take it out either because it's the form. So you've got a really, really big overarching, overbroad form that's not real well put together with a bunch of terms that aren't even defined. And then it also says everything will follow the CDBG handbook. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if many of you've seen it, but apparently there's some handbook out there that you're promising you're gonna follow to the letter when you sign this. So that's what we're dealing with here. Now, will the sky fall if you sign it anyway? Probably not, but
But it could.
yeah, but it's kind of like one of those things, if you gotta look at me and I gotta say, oh yeah, this is great, and it's not, you know, but.
Well, just in the interest of the people that are here and don't care, can we just have a special meeting and go over this as a board?
That's what we
Yeah.
With
really.
you and you
Like, yeah,
break it
Because
down
we're
and
not
tell
gonna
us.
sign anything until you can.
yeah, you know, another one, here, the grantee shall, and just think about cost, right? The grantee shall ensure that all project-related preliminary and final architectural and engineering services are completed. Such service shall include the completion of architectural and engineering plans and construction specifications necessary to accomplish public bidding requirements of Indiana Code Titles 5 and 36. So that would be like somebody like Midwest comes in, right? And they design a new water heater for Edna or whoever owns the house, and they stamp this so that we can put this out for bid. I mean, you're kind of promising you're gonna do that, which makes no sense in the context of what we're doing. But I think it's like this grant agreement all contemplates that they're giving the town money for a town project, like to pave a street or something, and doesn't even begin to, deal with what we're actually doing. But all the requirements are still there.
So it's one of those things that you rush to get it done quickly, and then this is what you know,
Well, yeah, I just don't
and try to
think,
rush it through.
I don't think anybody like the state departments that does this stuff, I mean, somebody just pulled this out and stuck it, the name on it,
Yeah, but we can't be responsible.
Well,
You
I
can't
wouldn't,
say that we have a
Responsible,
title
there's no
to
way,
somebody's.
yeah.
I wouldn't think you'd want to, but that's, that's what it has,
If you just read that just before this other conversation, it would have saved us a lot of time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and some of this is, you're just dealing with state government. And somebody that signs this is swearing under penalties of perjury that they've not altered, modified, changed, or deleted provisions of the state standard contract clauses as contained in 2018 OAG IDOA Professional Services Contract Manual with the 2018 SCN template in any way except as follows. I have no idea if that's right or not, because somebody's swearing to it.
Okay, so what are you,
It's hard, that's why I'm like, we didn't sign
But
it.
that's, I guess that's what I'm saying is.
I knew, I didn't feel comfortable.
And
do
it's just.
you have a copy of that 19-page document that you're supposed to sign? Do you have a copy?
We
Can I
have
get a
that.
copy of that? Because we've got town board members from all over the state at the hotel tomorrow, and there'll be Okra people there. Certainly, they can help us figure this out, because this is a very,
Yeah, I'm gonna print it out
popular
and send
grant.
it. I want to
Yeah,
run a copy
and
of that.
I think,
so,
Yeah.
I think Oak Ridge
Oh.
probably.
yeah,
gets
Okra,
it.
can you make
guy at
copies of
Okra-
that?
He asked if we had a copy and I said, yes.
Oh,
The guy at Oak Ridge emailed me about that title thing, he got it.
Oh,
There just wasn't anything he could do about it. So that's why he sent me like a
He
little
what?
side email. He got it, meaning understood. the
I thought
issue.
you said he died.
No, but I don't think he does.
No.
So, but he understood the problem, which is why he kind of sent me this email off to the side, because I'm sure they've gotten this complaint before. There's probably a lot of people just sign it, don't even read it,
Right.
so are you sure you don't want to
care,
sit on this?
whatever,
board?
right? I just want you to understand what's in it, okay? I'm not telling you to sign it or not sign it.
Well, I'm not
I'm just
signing
saying that
anything
that's
until
what's
we,
in it.
right.
Okay, now,
Well,
does
can
that
we-
slow the process
Can we
down
just
if you don't
have,
sign
try
it?
to do a special meeting then?
Sure.
Is that gonna slow it down, Marlene, if you don't sign it?
Well, Tony, I'm not gonna sign that agree, I'm not gonna sign that with our attorney advising us not to.
Right now, it's, Kelly said we're gonna have a meeting to discuss
I'd go
all
over and you decide whether you want to sign it.
this. So it's tabled until this meeting happens. So that's good.
I mean, if you pass a motion, and you adopt the agreement.
So
then-
we'll schedule a meeting, and Jenny needs to have who to answer these questions for us.
I mean, I feel like these are kind of open questions, right? Because it's their document.
So we need,
And I'm afraid what's gonna happen is the Oakland guy's gonna say, I don't understand that, this agreement really wasn't designed for, these housing grants. But it's
Can we
all
do
I-
like a red
it's
line
all
thing,
I've
like we
got.
took this out?
Oh, I said, hey, thank you. I mean, it's just awful.
Yeah.
But, but it may be what he's got. So somebody from above his pay grade.
Did some.
So that-
told him-
that would
told him
be
this is the
above
document,
Johnny.
right, for this grant
Okay.
program. So, and,
So should we have somebody from Okra to come to our special meeting?
It sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessary to have him come, but I mean, because that's a long haul, right, to get somebody from Oakland to come
Well-
over here. But having, like, you have him zoom in or something, or Jenny, I don't know who the person is that deals with this.
Well, and if we ask Jenny, I mean, I think she
She'll
could probably
get-
come and she may know who we need to ask to zoom in.
Yeah,
She
probably,
can ask somebody on her side.
yeah,
to zoom
probably
in.
the same person that emailed me, my guess.
Yeah,
Right,
that,
Who's
okay,
that, Johnny?
I can't remember.
okay.
okay, so we'll schedule.
But
a
they
meeting.
emailed me twice, because they emailed me the first time we did it.
Next
and they emailed me
week,
the second
early
time.
Yeah,
So,
I'm good with that.
I'm not saying these
I'm
are
gonna
like,
try to get a meeting the first of next week.
and I'm not saying these are like deal killer kind of problems, okay?
Okay.
They can't be fixed, but I just want you to understand why I'm not telling you tonight, we gotta sign it. This is-
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll move on past that then. Mindy, we got Mindy busy. We have an ordinance, Mindy, we have an ordinance here that we need to,
Yeah, for the salary ordinance,
Yeah.
the 2%.
ordinance 25-07, the 2026 salary ordinance. Motion to
Motion.
pass, motion by Tony Watt, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Callie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we were gonna go over, thank you, Mindy, sewer rates.
How soon do we have to get this?
Sewer rates,
Just whenever.
I'm thinking since Dave's not here,
we
I'd
can
like,
look at it and do it in the next meeting.
would you care to carry that over to the next meeting?
No problem. My
Okay.
pleasure.
Mindy, we have that. Okay, we'll move on. We have another resolution, 25-08, establishing legal binding authority for contracts with NDOT.
Yes. It's for your electronic signature, basically for, community crossings grant. I think, John Craig sent that to Dave also. I'm sure he did. I know he did.
Yeah, it's fine.
So go ahead. Okay, so motion pass.
All it does is means your person's supposed to sign stuff. That's all it really said.
Okay.
If you need a motion, I've got it.
So all these pages.
Do we need a motion then, Dave?
Yes.
Motion by Tony Watts, second.
Yep.
Second by Callie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Mills, I'm right here. Do we all sign anything?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, interlocal agreement, with NDOT in town,
This is so.
Cost and maintenance.
Reimbursed for.
South 56, that sidewalk.
Do you want me to date it? What's
A
today?
motion,
Motion.
motion by Tony Watts, second.
I'll second.
Second by Callie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. All right, Mindy, we need your vouchers. I need a motion to approve vouchers.
Madam President, I offer a motion that we accept the AP vouchers for $503,935.47.
Motion made by Tony, second.
Second.
Second by Tony Watts. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. All right, was that it, Mindy, for you? Okay, any public comments on anything we've discussed? No comments? All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd just like to make a motion about adding speed bumps on the hill where I live. Have an awful lot of fast traffic up through there, and there's 4 young children lives on that hill. And one of them has got some physical problems, plus
Short Street.
yeah,
On Short Street, guys, is what he's talking about, a speed bump he's wanting.
plus Schofield Heights down there, there's a lot of elderly people lives in that area. And, I think with, one life saved would be worth the problem with that. I know there's 4 speed bumps up on Indiana.
Do we have signs up, children playing, or
No, they have
Jason?
to apply for a permit and bring in what's wrong with the child and all that, and you guys have to approve it.
Do you get complaints often, Tom, on that street, or?
Not much, but I think it's a lot more people on there because of working on Louis and
Sure.
all around there, everything's tore
Right now,
up.
the traffic's
So,
heavier.
Make trouble.
So I think probably the traffic's increased 2 or 3 times because of construction more than what.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay.
I think, but we can start running through there more too, but.
What do you guys think?
I just say patrol it, keep an eye on it,
Control it?
yeah, when you can, but I do know it's a lot of construction and havoc right now.
Well, there's houses up there above the place I'm talking about, they really travel fast down through there, their residents. And, even, I've heard that you could get temporary, stop signs, but we
Speed
been out
bumps.
there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
Is there a certain time of day that you notice the speeders, where maybe we can send an officer up to park?
In a certain time of day, so
Tom, could we have a police officer kind of from this park a little bit, just to?
If you park, they're not gonna do it.
that's right.
That's all there is to it.
And, you know, like I said, you don't have a manpower to keep somebody up there all the time.
It's really tight up through the parking down on
I'm not being rude, but there isn't a street in town that people don't fly on anymore. It's all the time. It's crazy.
okay, we'll have Tom, we'll have them watch it, and then we'll look at it again at our next meeting, okay, Richard? That, okay, anything else? All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Oh, you don't wanna do temporary speed bumps, you gotta hammer stuff into the asphalt, then you have a hose, you put it.
Right.
I'd like to, some board